I know you got a good story for me or something, man. Something in your head that you ain't talked to us about.
I don't know, man. It be so much, man.
Yeah, dude.
Man, I lived a full life of this shit, man. I got a lot of shit. I mean, we was doing this shit on a day-to-day basis. I mean, back when we was coming up, it wasn't no police. So, you know what I mean? We was walking around with guns in our pockets. I mean, you was shooting 7, 8 times a day. I mean, and the Hoovers wasn't letting us rest. You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers was coming 10, 11 times a day. So if you couldn't stand that pressure, you know what I mean, jumping over your back fences, they was like roaches, just crawling all over. So, it was just war all the time over here, man, and to a point, we established ourselves, man. When all our gates, look, we had some borders there. Like I said, Capone and Mud was holding up a gate. Gangsta and Wolf was holding up a gate. But when them gates left, when Gangsta left in '85, it was all everything. You know what I mean? And his brother, I went to jail in '87. You know what I mean? Because it was going so bad. You know what I mean? I went to jail in '87, and damn near got life. And then his brother E was out here fighting, and E get killed in '88. And then I get back out. You know what I mean? But it was just war, man. It was all war, and all the way, man. Come on, all the way into the riots. Man, you know how that was going until the feds came in here and shut everything down after the riot. But it was just war. Peddie Wac was a real gangbanger, man. Yeah, man, the dude was a real gangbanger. And he showed us how to gangbang, just by, what I mean, showing us how to gangbang. You know what I mean? That was his influence. I mean, showing us how to gangbang. They came and taught us how to gangbang. Like really gangbang.
At the height of the war?
Yeah, at the height of the war. When they left in '85, the 6-0s moved in with us. Because we was at the height of it was all the action was over here. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that they was doing nothing, but they was explaining to us how to get down. You know what I mean? Explaining to us how to get down. So, and we just took it from there. They wasn't warned for it, but they consulted. They taught us how to go to war.
We can circle back to that, but for now, tell the audience some of the positive things you're doing in your community.
Oh yeah. Since then, from the beginning, we didn't want to be no gangbangers. So, we was doing working in the park, working in the schools, helping stop trouble in schools at John Muir, Hawkins High School, doing summer night lights at Mark Carmel. I did that for approximately 10 years, and then I passed it on to some of the other guys in the community so they could start working the community with summer night lights. I moved on to open me a store. I have a little market, and we helping people in the community with jobs, and even with food. When they show they need something to drink or something, we out here to help. You know what I mean? And try to keep a peaceful community nowadays. Everything that went good. We got good relationship with different guys from Hoover. Me and Twin from Hoover. We got together, and we kind of, helped stop a lot of gang violence. Twin and Big Rat. I can't leave you out, big guy. You know what I mean? Big Rat from 5'9", you know what I mean? Great guy, you know what I mean? I love teasing him every time I see him. You know what I mean? Those guys, APUU. You know what I mean? You know, I've been working with them guys that, you know, to kind of stop the violence between us and the Hoovers. Yeah, and still work with these guys. And then, with the Brims, we working with those guys over there, and they're part of Chapter 2. You know, we got Dre over there, you know what I mean, and he's part of Chapter 2. We work with that guy, and he's a great guy over there. And all these guys are stand-up guys, you know what I mean, because you have to trust them guys' words. You know what I mean? Them guys give you their word, you know that you know, that they're going to take care of something. And, ever since I've been working with them for 10 years, you know what I mean? Those guys been holding their word, and I've been sticking to mine, and, we kind of help lower the violence between the gangs around here, you know what I mean? So, big ups to Dre, part of Chapter 2, and Twin and Rat from APUU. Those are the guys that I really work with really close. And and I can't forget my boy Snow, from 994. You know what I mean? Work with him. He's a real solid dude too. You know what I mean? So, that's the things we've been doing to try to, keep it positive and save some lives, working with those guys over there.
Have you worked with Sule on any of these projects?
I don't know.
You don't know Sule?
Sule.
How important is it to get reputables from these different communities to come to the table?
Oh man, it's very important, man. You know what I mean? Because the reputable, that's their kids. You know what I mean? If these guys are my kids. You know what I mean? These young dudes around here, they my kids. And if you held some kind of standards about your life in your community, then they're going to respect who you are and who you been in your community. So, and especially, we still working with them, you know what I mean? We didn't just leave them dry, you know what I mean? So they know me, you know what I mean? And just like those guys, they know those guys. So, if, those guys that's, older, if you were not in touch with your community, but then you can't really come back and really do too much. You know what I mean? But, if you're older and you've been in your community and you know your people, then you can do a lot. So, yeah, it's very important for them dudes to come. It's like they the parents.
Right.
What I want to say is, in this day and time where everything seem like it's against us, it really don't have to be against us. I'm 57 years old now, and I've learned a lot through my years. And I learned that, hey, we ain't got to be out here killing each other. I do know that. But, when you're in a world of wrong, expect what comes with wrong. And that's on your everyday life.
How long you been living around here?
I've been living around here since I was 10 years old. I played football. I played everything in this community. I done gave my life to the community. I've been here. I have did the gang intervention right here in this park for 5 years. So I know a little bit what I'm talking about. And I do know, it's just whatever part you play is how it's going to come to. And that's all I can really say.
Do me a favor, introduce yourself again.
My name is Slim.
From
And
where?
like I said before, 57 years old, and I've been around here. I know everybody, anybody, how the body, when the body, where the body. I know where it's at.
Was there any Mexican gangs around here when you was growing up?
Yes, they always been here. They always been here. But, we have a better connection with our neighborhood Spanish people. Now we got a better connection with them.
And what barrio is that?
I couldn't say that.
Okay.
But what I can say, the Spanish people around here, we cool with them. They know us, we know them, and we just keep on living.
Yeah, over
Gotcha.
here, it's mainly it was the F-13s way back when we was coming up. They was the only really Spanish gang, that was around here. You know what I mean? And we even had black dudes that was joining. Like when I was a little boy, we had a dude named Frankie. You know what I mean? And he was a couple of years older than me. He joined F-13. You know what I mean? And I was with him right there on Bonzilla and Florence right there. You know what I mean? We was over there. And he joined F-13, and he's still from F-13. I'm trying to remember if his last name Frankie Allen or whatever. But that dude right there was speaking Spanish and everything, man. You know what I mean? And he was my partner. You know what I mean? So I started to join with him. You know what I mean? But I wasn't joining no F-13. But yeah, so.
Do you know what clique that was?
Well, I don't know what they called it, but they was right there on Bonzella and
Okay.
Florence right here. So whatever clique they was right there, that was the clique he joined right there.